Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Jonathan Freymon claims he hired a career coach to help him find a job, but the defendant abruptly ended their deal.
All rise.
Kyle Duarte says he canceled the sessions because the plaintiff had a hostile attitude.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Freymon versus Duarte. Mr. Freymon, you are suing Mr. Duarte for $1,250 for breach of contract. You say that the defendant hired you as a career coach and then terminated the contract early. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Defendant, you say the termination was necessary. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, I'll start with you, plaintiff. What happened?
Well, Your Honor, I lost my job a couple years ago. I've been looking ever since. It's a really tough job market out there, and I've been trying really hard. But I realized I needed some help. Every job, this has thousands of applicants and AI robots spitting out applications. So I found Kyle. He had an advertisement as a career coach, and he worked at a PR firm that I was at for 15 years, Cutler Johnson, and I knew him from the past, so I reached out to see if he would take me on and help me find a job.
All right, so you hired Mr. Duarte. Mr. Duarte, how long have you been doing this career coaching work?
I just began just over a year ago. It's been
Just a year
11
ago.
months, yes.
And what drew you to Mr. Duarte if he'd only been in this business for a year?
Well, Your Honor, we knew each other from Cutler Johnson from a few years back. He was an intern there. We had a good rapport. We used to eat sushi together. He'd always make fun of me for getting the chicken teriyaki.
Those are lovely familiarities. I'm asking you, why would you hire him professionally when you knew he was only doing the job for 1 year?
Well, Your Honor, frankly, I felt like I was out of options. I have only had 1 or 2 job interviews despite sending out thousands of resumes, and they've always hired people younger than me. I felt like there was something I was missing. He's significantly younger than me, and so I thought he could help me out.
And so you decided to hire him. Do you have a contract that you use, Mr. Duarte, when clients hire you?
I do, yeah.
You submitted that to the court?
I did.
All right, I'll go to defendant's evidence. Can you let me know where that is?
That's
it's Exhibit
C.
So it was for 8 consecutive weeks, 1 coaching session per week, total fee $2,000, which is $250 per session.
That's correct, Your Honor. If I happened to get a job during that time,
You can cancel the remaining sessions.
would refund the remaining
I see that
sessions.
here. You'll provide expertise, feedback, and that the client acknowledges that career coaching depends on their own effort, follow through, and interview performance.
Well, yes, Your Honor, it does say that. It also says that the coach will provide resources to meet the client's needs, and my needs were really to get hired at a PR firm. I'm a PR manager. I do public relations and not social media.
This agreement was to develop strategies, and the scope of the services includes the coach agrees to provide 8-week career coaching program designed to assist client with professional development, job search strategies, and career transition goals. In the scope of services, I don't see land a PR job.
Well, Your Honor, I also don't see anything in there that says he can just terminate for any reason.
But you're deflecting now. You just said he didn't help you get a job in PR, which was your objective. I'm simply showing you what you executed in this contract.
Well, yes.
And it didn't say that. And in addition, the last clause says that there's no guarantee of employment.
Yes.
Let me let you respond, Mr. Duarte. How do you respond to these allegations put forth by Mr. Freymon?
Yes, well, he's claiming that in the contract I said that it could only be terminated if he landed a job, which is not true. I put that clause in there that if he landed a job, he could terminate the contract because he would no longer need my services. But there's nowhere where I put that it could not be terminated for other reasons. And he had become hostile with me over text, and I was uncomfortable engaging in those coaching sessions any longer.
Hostile in what way?
He called me multiple names. He called me stupid, naive.
Stupid?
He did, yes.
Did you have these text messages in the package you sent to the court?
I do. They
Please
are
direct
under...
me to that exhibit.
Yes, it is Exhibit A.
So Kyle, you have absolutely screwed me. This is Mr. Freymon talking to you. I had no clue they were looking for a social media manager. How could you set me up like that? I'm wasting my money on you. You have no clue what that means. And then you said, Jonathan, I'm sorry you feel that way. I thought I made it clear that they were looking for someone with a strong understanding of social media.
Coming up,
I work with people to help develop their message and help those people get their message.
No, you actually weren't working. You don't work. That's why you hired him.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Jonathan Freymon, who is suing Kyle Duarte for breach of contract.
You said PR.
Correct.
And social media is the new part of PR, whether we like it or not.
Well, Your Honor, at my firm, which I worked for 15 years.
But you're not at that firm anymore. That's why you hired Mr. Duarte. Am I correct?
Well, Your Honor, I hired Mr. Duarte to help me find a job in public relations.
But my point is you're no longer at that firm, correct?
I'm no longer at the firm,
And you were
correct.
struggling to find employment, right?
Correct.
And then you hired Mr. Duarte to help you find that employment. You didn't like going out on an interview for social media management?
Well, no, Your Honor, listen, I create messages for people. I help people deliver those messages to the people. PR is about the message, not the messenger. And social media is just a vehicle for getting the message out. I work with people to help develop their message and help those people get their message.
No, you actually weren't working. You don't work. That's why you hired him. See, you're skipping over some very important parts of the story that you already testified to. You started testifying in your opening statement that you were having trouble finding employment. But now, as you're testifying to me and you're not satisfied with Mr. Duarte's services, you're going back in time to tell me everything you used to do. That's what we call the past, not the present. And the past doesn't pay when you're not employed anymore. So what we're trying to figure out is what part of this agreement that I'm reading through did Mr. Duarte not fulfill, to which you incurred damages of $1,250. I'd like you to get to that.
Well, Your Honor, he terminated the contract early. That was not stipulated as part of the agreement.
Well, he said you called him stupid, and I was just getting to that before you interrupted me. I was reading through the text messages. You were pretty upset. It says, Jonathan, I'm sorry you feel that way. They were looking for someone with a strong understanding of social media, and I told you to emphasize some of the things we discussed. No, you did not. Now, here we are. You have now, in that exchange, indicated potentially, maybe, what could be a breach. How did you feel like he did not tell you or prepare you for this interview?
Your Honor, they asked me about my social media accounts. They asked me if I had any viral posts. I don't know what a viral post, I don't even know what that means. And I really wanted to be better prepared for this. I felt like he didn't prepare me. I tried to download these apps.
You said you made me look like an idiot.
That is exactly how I felt, Your Honor. I was embarrassed.
Then you really went off. Kyle, I cannot believe I'm paying you to screw me royally. Do you have any idea what it's like to see my career come to an end after a lifetime of sacrifices? You are too young and naive to ever understand. All you want to do is make me look stupid. Okay, he didn't call you stupid. He said you made him look stupid. You won't listen to me when I say none of that matters. I'm wasting the little money I have left. Oh, yeah, you were, as CJ calls it, the kids call it, crashing out. You and your generation will never understand what the hard work looks like. You're abusing me by taking my money with no remorse. And I feel like I have been robbed. Lord have mercy, honey. You were going in, okay?
It was a tough day, Your Honor.
So he wrote you back, remaining calm, but saying he's going to terminate the contract. Now, Mr. Duarte, I want to come to you because as a career coach, you realize people wouldn't hire you unless they were in a desperate situation, right?
I do.
They usually don't hire you unless they feel like they really need some help and this is something they couldn't do on their own.
Yes.
Did you prepare yourself as you entered this profession, and it's just been a year, that you may have situations where people are desperate, frustrated, feeling down on their luck, and feeling overwhelmed about their future, where they will have these moments where he went on an interview that he felt like was in an area he wasn't qualified for. They asked him some questions he wasn't comfortable with. Did you ever think about that when you got into this business? Because I can't say that a client being upset with you because they had a bad interview is something that's unforeseeable.
I agree with you there. I felt like I was at an impasse because we had, I was not aware of his knowledge of social media before, which was very, very little. And so I had all these lesson plans planned out. And then when I started asking him what he knew about social media, he referred to TikTok one time as tickety talk over the phone. And that's when I realized that I was we were both in over our heads. And yes.
This is why you're here though, right? You're describing small challenges that you were there as his career coach to help him overcome.
Yes, and I believe I did everything in my power to do so. It felt as if sometimes he had selective hearing where I was trying to explain certain fundamental parts of social media and he just would consistently say that it didn't matter to him or that he wanted to focus on other parts of PR.
Coming up.
Hold on, Your Honor. This wasn't even a job for a PR strategist. They were looking for someone to manage a TikTok account.
Which I had
Okay,
told
I'm
them
done
multiple
listening.
times.
Because then that just goes to show me you really weren't ready to hire the coach.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Jonathan Freymon, who is suing Kyle Duarte for breach of contract.
I can tell you that testimony that you've just given here, I can accept as fact because he's done that to me here as well. Yes. I've asked you several questions where you have been reiterating about what you have always done, what you did in your past, and what kind of ideal job you're looking for. The problem is when you're having problems finding employment, Mr. Freymon, you have to often be able to diversify and adapt your skill set to the positions that are available. And so him finding you a lead that deals with social media, while it may not have been your forte, I was sitting here thinking to myself, I could find 1,000 ways to have spun that interview, to use your background in PR to make them understand that you're an asset. I mean, an 18-year-old intern could actually do the posting. If you're the genius mind behind the actual PR strategy, that still could be valuable to a company. But you can't crash out because they ask you a couple of questions you don't know because you're used to always having the answers in your old job.
Well, hold on, Your Honor. This wasn't even a job for a PR strategist. They were looking for someone to manage a TikTok account.
Okay, I'm done listening. Because then that just goes to show me you really weren't ready to hire the coach. You weren't ready to, let me tell you something, because you're not going to waste my time today. You weren't ready to hire a coach because you hired a coach and then everything he's trying to teach you and tell you, you got something to say about.
Coming up.
You know what he could have done? Is just kept letting you yell on the phone, right? And taking your money.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Jonathan Freymon, who is suing Kyle Duarte for breach of contract.
There is nothing worse than somebody hiring you for your counseling and your advice, and every time you try to give it to them, they got to tell you every reason why it's not going to work.
Well, Your
That
Honor,
is exhausting. No. I see what's happening here. You can't even get in the present for this court hearing.
Well,
I'm not going back to
do what he told
1992
me,
with
Your
you.
Honor. I tried to do
I'm
what he
not
told me.
going back to 1992 with you. You hired him to do a job. He tried to do the job. And then he's not able to help you do the job because even as you're in here today, you're not allowing anyone to explain to you that if you want to get a job in today's market, you have to see how your PR skills transfer in today's market, and social media is a part of today's PR landscape. Full stop, period. Now, if you don't want to do social media, you can also use those same PR skills in other areas. And you have to be diligent enough, open enough, patient enough to maybe have your career coach direct you in some of those other areas, but you are irate. He felt like he couldn't work with you anymore, and he wanted to terminate the contract. Now, you know what he could have done? Is just kept letting you yell on the phone, right? And taking your money, which a lot of people would have done.
But, Your Honor,
No.
he never...
No, but that's what he could have done. So, Mr. Duarte, once you ended the contract, did you refund the sessions that he didn't use?
I did refund him, and I was debating whether or not I would continue those sessions, but I figured they'd be unproductive for him, and I didn't want to, put him through that.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
You're suing him for breach of contract, but from what I've witnessed here today, Mr. Freeman, you're the one in breach of contract because you're the one that wouldn't cooperate.
But he never offered.
No. You're not going to out-talk me. That's not your PR strategy. You definitely going to lose. Because it is clear to me that he did try to help you. He did get an interview or help you get an interview and coach you through an interview that was in a field that is adjacent to your skill set. And you felt overwhelmed, and then you wanted to lash out with him. Now, what I have to decide as the court is, does a professional have to open themselves up to be berated, to be raked over the coals, to be yelled at every time a client didn't get what they want, or they will be sued for breach of contract? But the good thing about it is he had a clause in his agreement that said, if the client is hostile, if the client is unable to cooperate and will not allow me to do my job well, then I have the ability to terminate this as long as I refund the sessions we did not use. Did you get a refund for the sessions you didn't use?
I did, but Your Honor, there is no such clause.
Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I hope we never see each other again, Kyle.
Best of luck to you in your future endeavors in PR.
Great, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gather your things this way and follow me this way.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.